Howdy, howdy. Howdy. Um, so, here it is. I'm going to talk a little bit about how do you make a video about programming be watchable. One, I'll tell you, don't do a lot of what I'm doing. so, so I'm at what, 13 viewers. So obviously I'm not doing something right. I've got 13 viewers and 3 months since I launched this channel. So it's not much, but you hear about people who have managed to get 100,000 viewers in a month or a year maybe, you know. So they're doing it really fast. I tend to talk to people, okay? So, and that means in a live channel, I do interact, which is good. That's a good thing, okay? But the bad on that is I tend to be off topic. And when you're doing something that people are expecting you to be doing, like programming, you can easily you're going to lose people. They're going to go, what's he talking about? I mean, I didn't come to this channel to watch him talk about, I don't know, let's say how to build your programming channel. And it's a tough thing, right? So I have another channel. It's called Active Mind Gamer. And I do exactly what several streamers tell you don't do. If you want to build a channel, don't do everything on your channel. That's my everything channel. That's where I try new things. That's where I do new things. I typically use it for gaming, or game related things. But I also do other things. Like I did some programming on there, and I did this initial thing. I launched my programming channel, my programming endeavors on stream through my other channel. Eventually I got to the point where I'm doing a lot of programming because I'm doing a game. I'm developing this game. And one of the things I am finding that I got a lot of people. I was probably pulled in 25 to 30 people in the 1 to 2 months that I was doing the channel, that I was doing my programming on my other channel. The problem is when I moved to a channel that's focused on just programming this game, I didn't get anybody. I mean, I think maybe 5 people moved over of the 25 or so I gained from doing the game on that channel. And I've tried to go back and do little things and tell people, hey, I'm doing this, and go check out this channel. go to Active Mind Games Dev, and you can follow me there. You know, that's where I'm doing this work. If you want to see what I'm doing. But I'm not a great marketing dude. I hate to knock myself down like that, but the fact is, I have a storage case for miniatures that when I go to conventions and people can see it and I show them how it works and I talk about it, I usually sell, I don't know, several hundred of them at least every time I'm at a convention. And I'm a small little booth. I'm usually stuck in the corner somewhere, but when people come by, the biggest problem I have is people saying, dude, I didn't know you had these. And it's like, I bought them from that guy who's right in the front of I bought my own storage cases from the guy in the front of the convention hall who's got the big booth, and he's you know, the one that everybody buys from because everybody knows who they are and they know their existence. Then those same people come over to me and they're like, "Oh, if I hadn't already bought, these are really cool. These are way better. Too bad I already got," you know, but they already bought, so they don't buy from me. But that's my biggest problem at conventions. I still sell hundreds of them because people who didn't buy from them yet see mine and they just like, "Oh, these are cool, man. I want these," and they buy what they want, and then I kind of have a customer for a while until they, you know, forget about me or they stop buying cases or whatever the reasoning is. But because my cases are a repurchasable case, but I'm terrible at marketing. So when I go home from the conventions, I don't know how to get people to see and appreciate these things when I'm at home. So here I am again trying to build this game, letting people know that I'm developing a football game. Now we're talking about American football. So for all of you who are somewhere else and thinking soccer, no, this is not football. This is football. Or what did somebody? One of my regulars, one of the few viewers that I have that's a regular, calls it hand egg. Hand egg ball. Calling it a hand egg game. It does kind of look like an egg, and yes, you do use your hands a lot. So, yeah, I get it. But soccer, that's the other game. So anyway, I'm building a football manager. But the difference is my game is unlike any other game. It's going to do things none of these other games do. I promise. I have key elements in my game that no other game does. How do I market this? I have no idea. Like I said, I'm not a marketer. So don't do what I'm doing. You know, the good thing is about it's good that I talk to others. It's also good that I try to help out what I can. I'm trying to be fairly anyway, let's get back to it. I'm gonna not do what I say I'm gonna do. I'm gonna not do what I usually do, which is stray off topic for too long. Let's get back to it. So here's the thing. I finally got all of my services. They now boot up. All 10 of them. They all boot up. They all run. What does that mean? That means I can go back to start doing some UI development again. There is a fair number of things right now that when I implemented all 10 services, I got my simulator up. I've got tons of the functionality involved with the simulator. I've got the coach up. I've got a bunch of I got all the protofiles to allow for endpoint calls. I have a bunch of stuff, and they're all compiling and running. So that's all very happy for me. But you'll look at, in fact, if I go look at my JSON, I think, is it this one? Where's all tasks? Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I only have 8 here. I also have to do a start simulator. And players, I think, is the other ones. Start players. I do have 10. I actually have 11 services. AMG auth, game plan. Oh, I got to do all these things for the others as well. Oh, hey, simulator's already there. Wait, did I already have simulator in there? Did I not see that? Oh, simulator's there. Oh, well, it's comma. But I already have simulator. I don't have players defined though. What this does is allow me to do a start everything at once kind of process. I guess that's it. They're pretty straightforward little tasks, but I do like to start the gateway last because it references everything else. I did not actually plug that into that, but really what's going to happen is I have sheesh. I suddenly got this massive amount of messages for some reason, not from just random crap. But anyway, so when this triggers, I can now start all 10 services in one big final swoop. But I do actually have 11. I have a service called Leagues. That's kind of, I actually have Leagues, and I have another one that's going to be what I'm gonna call my what do I want to call it? It's basically my calculator service. It's a service that's going to run through and just update all the objects that are going to be needed. All of the random crap that's going to have to be kept on this game, like league of records, player records, awards given, MVPs, blah, 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 stats, everything. It's just going to be my generic calculator algorithm. I got to keep, one of the things I'm going to have to do in this game in order to keep things moving quickly is not process this stuff on the fly, because ultimately if the game is popular at all, even if I only have, I want to say only 10,000 people ever load this game, okay, in the lifetime of it. Let's say I at one point peak and I have 3,000 people using it at one time. If they play it significantly. Now, of course, if I only have 3,000 people, the game's a bust, right? Nobody's playing it. I marketed terribly, or the game's not good. Now, I believe in myself enough to know the game's going to be good. It's going to be a good game. It's going to do what I want. I won't give up on it until it's a good game the way I want it to be. And I mean by that, I don't mean like, oh, look, I completed a game. Look, you can go shoot a couple people and you're done. And it's a game. It does something for 20 minutes and you're happy. No, this isn't one of those games. I'm building a game that's a real game. It's going to have start to finish functionality that you want and into a great extent what you expect. So that's my goal. This game is going to have a lot of stuff. And things that make it stand out, for one, the theme. The theme is going to be unlike anything you've ever seen, short of watching me do it. And you're going to be like, what? I thought it was football. No, it is football. No, it's not going to be. It's going to be like the NFL meets Lord of the Rings. And you're just like, well, okay. But also, it's going to have things like, it's going to have all the stuff you want from a game, from a football manager game. Well, okay, it won't have everything. It can't have everything. I'm trying to go for the sweet spot between stuff to do on the back end and a good simulation on the front end. And I don't mean, what I mean by simulation is it's actually a simulation. You control all the stuff that leads you into doing the sim, but the sim is enjoyable. It's a game. It's something to watch. You can interact with it to some extent. You're going to have your stuff that you built up in the game, your game plans, your strategies, your players, your player cards, your collection are going to show up. Things are going to pop up on there. I'm planning to do things like have other games in your league or in the overall gamosphere showing up on a scoreboard. I have all kinds of cool plans for this, things that you've never seen before in a football game, and hopefully I'm going to do it well. It's not going to just be just just existing, but actually doing the job that I expected to do in a way that's realistic. And at some point, even when I start getting the game kind of working and all, then I got to start playing with the stats, building them up, making sure they balance correctly. A lot of balance tweaking. And so I could have the game fully functional maybe in a year's worth of development. We'll see. I'm getting there. Things are moving along. But then it's going to probably be another 3-6 months of tweaking code and development, and also trying to make it look better all the time, but building up the stat balancing, making sure players do what they want, start building in those little tiny features that allow for you to tweak and balance your team and build it up so that it's fun to build and play. And also implementing the pay elements that allow me to try to make some money off the game. If it's on Android, here's the problem. Android games don't sell. There's a few games that you can buy outright, but they typically just don't sell. I don't know why. And that's a thing. But if you sell something on Android for $30, you'll never sell it. It won't sell. Nobody's going to buy it. Nobody thinks of buying a game on Android for $30. It's like, nah. They may spend hundreds of dollars on a free-to-play game that, they pay $5 here, $6 there, $3 there, $2 there. We like the game. We're enjoying it. We keep doing blah, blah, blah. And that's kind of what I'm trying to build in. But I want to make sure my game isn't paywall blocked. You're going to enjoy the game all the time. You can play it for as long as you want, a la Marvel Snap. And I just keep mentioning Marvel Snap because it's a game that doesn't seem to have a reason to stop playing other than you get bored, of which I hope I can build enough into the game to keep that from happening. Make it be something you want to keep playing. And maybe, the updates or the builds and the increases might come from you can add new players from the NFL. I would like to just add those things, or maybe I'll just keep adding players and they become available, and you just keep trying to collect all the players in a league or try to come up with ways to do that. So I'm trying to figure out how to, because if you're doing a career league, I got to figure out how to do future players, right? How to get more players into the next year's draft. And that becomes a little tricky because rookies are tough. You have to do random stuff. And so I'm building the solutions and plans. How to build random players is going to be one of those things, but let's worry about that later. Okay, so let's go ahead and run my service here. We're going to go into here. We're going to go. Do I have to be? I may not actually have to be in. So I've got maybe 40 minutes. So we'll see how we go here. So plan. I'm trying to take a couple of stream notes, so I apologize when I pause for a minute because I got to learn to figure out a way to I don't know, mark my code, mark my app, mark my work. All right, so here we go. Control Shift P, run task. All services. Let's see if this starts them all up. I don't know why some of these do this and others don't. Like user account does it. I don't know what other ones do it. And I have some interesting things. Oh, gateway blew up. All right, what is the problem with gateway? Gateway blew up on simulator, and I just ran this last night, so it is not broken. Let's see. Did yeah, everything loaded except gateway? What happened to gateway? Failed to listen URI environment variable. Unknown port. Did I not start simulator with the right port? Gateway. So we got, that's the first time I've tried to start it with. Let's go, let's see here. Let's start, why did gateway fail? I'm gonna need gateway. It was working last night though, so let's go try again. Because I didn't change anything in here. PFFF.ms. And we'll go with, let's see. Go. Let's see if there's anything I missed here. Go from that. Huh. Weird. Well, that worked. It started right up. So it has said something was wrong with simulator, but I'm not seeing what's wrong. It's not showing it here. And you can see that it actually did them all. Game plan, playbook, streamer, simulator. Interestingly enough, I don't know that the other ones are attached, but I am not calling coach directly. Coach and players, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Coach and players don't get called directly. User account might, so I may have to get that one on there, but I'm not working on that yet, so it's not an issue. Some of them don't get called from the gateway because there are services that are called within the application. So in other words, like simulator might call the coach, which will call the game plan. Game plan does get called because it also loads stuff up for me to work on the front end. So there are things that are called both in back and front. But now I had a couple of issues last night when I tried to start up my UI again. So one of those is my formations didn't want to load up correctly. So I got to go figure out what's going on with that. That will be part of my task here today. Let's see. Starting, nothing seemed to blow up here. Let's go ahead and just start her back up. So now I log in. So where am I? If I open simulator here, if some things like this are starting to fail because I did a massive amount of back-end development recently. I mean, like tons of back-end development, and in doing that I actually broke some of the front-end stuff, so I'm trying to plug stuff back in. Alright, so let's go ahead and we have some module parse failed identify kickoff has already been declared. Import play clock, import game clock, import kickoff from simulator data. I think I actually changed the name of my function when I was working on the back end. I changed the name of the code on the back end because I felt like it was better. So I have to go see what happened here. So when you see this, check marks means that they all did what they last expected to do. But then this comes up. And this means it did more. And what happens is this task is running. The task is in process. And when it thinks it's complete, there's a check box. But it has a test that says, look for this as the last command. And once you see it, I can't remember where it starts, but it's something like AMG auth service is running or something. It looks for this, and then it goes, oh, we're good, check. And then all of a sudden these other texts, other outputs show up, and then it goes, oh, wait, we're not done. And it's looking at this. So this just means my service is running and I've done stuff beyond loading it. The check marks just mean we loaded successfully. And then we go into this mode where it's like, oh, well, something else is going on. And So short of my having this command again, we'll never see this stop. I need to put some kind of a command in there that says, look for step complete, and then have everything that I do that has logging end with step complete. And then that check mark will stay there the whole time, because then it'll be looking for check complete. And if everything that's done says check complete, then I'm good. I'd have to come up with something more standard, something simple that doesn't, like just maybe empty space. It looks for a text called empty space of 5 characters, and I just stick that in there at the end, and everything will show up as done. And it'll space out the individual commands, which will probably be good for me. It'll put a space in. So, but these are just validating the tokens, so not much happened there. I don't see where is he? It blew up. Calling simulator run game. Let's go see. We got simulator, run next play, and run game. So the question is, what broke here? Let's go over to simulator. Starting is running local auth. Okay, so that didn't do anything. Alright, so let's go here. We have a fail to compile, so let's stop this. It's already stopped. Okay, so we're going to go to git bash. Import trace request module, import trace request module parse failed. Identifier kickoff has already been declared. What? I have it twice? Where is it declared? Bash. It must be in the file that called it. Doesn't tell me where. Oh, play clock and game clock. And kickoff from simulator data. API client for simulator service const go. Go sim game page and go sim game. Alright, so let's go look at go sim game. Import kickoff. Kickoff's the function, which is fine. It's calling that from simulator data. But where is it also? Oh, I'm calling it twice. That's why. Ha! Let's get rid of that. I don't need it twice. I don't know why I did that. Let's try that again. That doesn't mean kickoff works. It just means it's no longer being called. So we're going to go to game. Okay, so I have my POC. Oh, by the way, I'm going to update this here. This is one of the UI things I want to fix right now. I'm going to put a bunch of more options in here. Stream game is the only one that's starting to work. I'm kind of getting pieces in place. Or streamer game. But I do want to update this to add several more modes that I'm going to implement. I want to start having them be there so that I can start plugging in the parts as I get to them. So I have a number of streamer modes, or not streamer modes, modes of play that I want to discuss, or I will state. So, of the game modes that I am going to put in here, we got streamer mode, obviously. Now, the the thing you're seeing here, I got POC. I think you're seeing that, right? Yeah, okay. gotta see what's on the stream. I have streamer mode. I'm going to have quick play mode. Now, quick play is going to have two different versions. Quick play mode, we're going to have league. Quick play, or no, I'm sorry, not league. I'm sorry, head to head. Head to head. Head to head mode is meant to be like you can do either a league game. This is against other people in the league, that any other people in the game that are in your league. So if you've got friends in there, you got other people in there, you can do a head-to-head mode, and then that will pick up the possible games that you have that you're playing against other people, and you would select the game and it would allow you to start the game. So both players go to head-to-head league game, and then they can go you can have a head-to-head. Also under that is also the option of just playing quick play, which is, the difference is a quick play and head-to-head is just two people saying, hey, I'm taking my team, you take your team, let's go play against each other. And then the other option is just a straight up quick play sim, which is not head to head. There's just, it's going to pick a team out in the world. That's hopefully the goal is that it's have your team go against other teams in the gamosphere, in the gamosphere. That is, there will be some attempt to match your team against comparable teams. In other words, that would be like teams that have similar amounts of win-loss records based on play. Match against similar quick play. Actually, it's just going to be similar overall win-loss records. There will be at a point a thing I'm going to call playoff challenge, which is basically a number of teams sign up, they get put in, and your teams will simulate against each other. This is not a head-to-head, but you could still assign your team and your tweaks and whatever you want in there, and your team will go up against whoever else is in this tournament, and it'll sim. But after each game, you can watch the game. The goal right now, rewatching games is possible now, only up to the extent of like more recent games, like things that have ran in the last 24 to 48 hours. Now the playoff challenge might take a week, because there will be like probably something along the lines of what the NFL has. So we have they have 8 teams on each side. It's like we have 2, 4, 6, 8. There's 8. There's 2 NFC wildcard games, 2 AFC wildcard games. That's 4 teams, and then you got, or is there 3? Oh, there must be 3 AFC wildcard games, right? Because only one team gets a bye. So if there's 3, that's 6, 12. That's 14 teams in a playoff challenge, right? So you have, and then all those teams complete their games. Now you have 3 teams left, and one plays the one team that got a bye, and then the other 2 play against each other in the other game, and it goes on and on and on. So there's 14 team. It's a 14 team playoff, and it's all simulated. Head to head on that, maybe some point, but the problem with the head to head simulation of that many games is you're dependent on the other player being there and being able to play, and that becomes a problem. Quick play is designed, head-to-head quick play or even league play is usually meant to be for people who know each other. You can play up against other people, but they got to be there and ready. And unless you've got thousands and thousands of people who are always online, those kind of games could be tough, right? You could have a quick play head-to-head where you're playing against an AI. So the whole point is to try to give you the option to play against other people, but if there's nobody to play against, you might go up against an AI team. Now the idea is hopefully I can get some, it can still go out and grab AI teams. Now here's the thing, every game in this system is going to be legitimately simulated. There's some of these football manager games out there, or even some of the I think some of the Madden style games, or those kind of games that full on play, they don't simulate the computer teams. They while they do, but it's random-y crap. It's not actually processed. And so, in fact, some of them will even tell you when they do it, but not all of them. I've seen a couple of the football managers that say these games are simulated. They're not. They're just random. It says that they're random scores and random stats, and they just give it to them within a range and everything. But here's the problem with that logic is that means your trades, your interaction with other teams, everything is bogus. You might get a guy who's got terrible stats, but maybe he actually is pretty good. You don't know, but that's only because of the random crap that they threw in there. So you can't put any stock into that. I want to be able to have your team be able, when you go look at a player, you've seen he's been playing well. He's been doing really good. It's something about, his stat combination or skill combinations that are actually pretty good. And so that's the kind of stuff I want to have in there. Now, of course, you can have, you can obviously do your quick sim league play sim. Now, some stuff is going to be automatic and timed. A lot of managers I have seen, football managers, football manager games, simulations don't take, you can't just simulate through a league and be done in a day, right? I mean, theoretically, simulate, skip whatever tasks, simulate. You can go all the way through an entire week or season. You can simulate 8 games in a row and just say simulate, and then look at your stats and go draft, come back, do it again. It's like, this is not the game for you. This is a game that's a game. You're going to have to play the game. You're going to have to do the game. Now, granted, there's not a lot for you to do during a game, but I'm hoping to make the simulation be something you're actually entertained. If you're a GM in football and your job is to hire people, get the right management in, get players in, draft the right guys, negotiate, doing all this stuff, you don't get to just say, okay, we got all you guys, go play a football game. No, you got to train the guys. You got to let the coach work with them. You got to have the time for healing. You've got to have time go by. And just skipping that stuff is not realistic. And you wouldn't even be in football. Most of those people, most of the GMs, coaches, whatever, they are in the stands watching every single game. They want to see how their players are doing, how their work has paid off. And as such, this game is about that. What are you doing? Is your team succeeding? Maybe your coach isn't good. Maybe there's something up. Maybe you have to do something to change up your team and try to find that magic formula. That's what I want to do. I want to build an experience that says you're watching the game looking for things that let you be that guy. And it matters. You can watch a game and see what happens. Yes, you can come back and look at stats later, but you want to enjoy seeing that guy you drafted and played and see him do something on the screen. You know, hey, this guy's breaking it for blah, 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 blah. But I'm hoping to put it on a lot more. I want to put in that kind of stuff that lets you see. And then as your collection of players, your collection builds up, not just talking about for your team, but your overall player collection. Those cards get better and they're more successful. They start popping up on the screens and maybe even on people's scoreboards. Yes, I have plans for some pretty cool scoreboard interactions that give crossover information between teams and leagues. Stuff you've never seen before, I promise. It's going to be cool. But it's going to take time. Hopefully with AI's help, it'll take less time. I already know that I've developed probably closing in on 20 to 30,000 lines of code. I feel like I'm pretty close to 20 to 30,000 lines of code. I would love to have some kind of tool that can go through and read all of my code and tell me how much code I've done. I haven't found one yet. I know they exist. I just haven't found it. You know, hey, let's actually, I'm going to try something. Let's go to my AI. Here you go. Let's just see if AI can count the lines of code in my code. I don't think it can, because AI struggles just to read stuff. Can you read my entire application? All folders and files. And well, let's just do PFFM go M. This is just application code. And PFFM web folder. And tell me how many This is just application code. I don't think it can do it. I don't think this is something it can count. It would be interesting to know, though. I'm thinking 20,000 lines, but it might be 10 or 5. Maybe it's way less than I thought. I feel like it's a lot. Some of these functions of mine are huge, close to 1,000 all by themselves. See. From what I can see, you have a complex application with blah, 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 blah. The project appears to be now it's just going to tell me about my app. To count all lines of code in your project, you would need to use a code analysis tool like Clock, a command line tool that counts blank lines, comment lines, and physical lines of source code. SonarQube provides more detailed code analysis. GitHub's built-in code analysis tools. Does that exist? I don't think this is going to work. And I'll tell you why. I probably have to install it. That's why. Let's see what this does. Yeah, so I have to install. I need to install Clock. What do I need to install Clock? So yeah, let's see if streamer mode will load to its current state. Oh, got 10 errors, so things aren't quite fully running. Again, I broke stuff when I worked on the back end. I put so much new functionality in the back end right now. I'm telling you, it's got tons, and I got to now go through and make the stuff I had kind of calling and fixing according to the new updates that I put in. And then I can go through and start adding new UI stuff. It's Choco install Clock. I don't know if I can do that from using Scoop. Manual installation. Brew install Clock. I don't have Brew. I don't have Sudo. I don't have any of those. I have Choco. Let's go see if Choco will install. I think I need to run a. I think for Choco to work though, I need to run an administrator mode. Yeah, that's what I thought. Do you want to run the script? Yes. Now this is a very simple thing, but I want to see what it turns out. All right, I'll just say I'll just close this one. All right, now let's try this again. I don't think this might not work until I actually restart my environment, though. Oh, it's doing something. I have a lot. It might take a while. It might take a few minutes. I mean, well, 300 files. Whoa, I didn't realize I had that many files. All right, so here we go. Line count exceeded timeout. Service usage, GitHub. All Daniel. 17,000 lines. 17,000.8 lines. How do I have a 0.8 line? What's a 0.8 line? Okay, 88 files. Oh, okay, I thought. No, I have 327 unique files. 166 files ignored. I don't know why those are ignored, but see, my language. I have 18,000 lines of Go code. 13,000 lines of JSON. Wow, I didn't realize I had that much JSON stuff. What do I have in JSON? JSX, I have 4,000. This is my web code. At least part of it. JavaScript is part of my web code too. That's another 900 lines of code. Dude, I've got about 35,000 lines of code written. And this is... well, it says here, if you count all this, but I don't know that I wrote all of these because some of these are like system files. And I mean, I did do Docker files and my CSS. It's all web stuff there too. But there you go, man. 47,000 lines of code. That's a thing. Wow. I'm actually surprised at that. This is kind of cool, having that. So I have put in 47,000 lines of code. I was half of what I thought. That is significant. I'm telling you right now. I think one or more files took longer to process than expected. Try rerunning without timeout guards by adding dash timeout. All right, I'm gonna do this again. I don't know what ones it would say, but what is it? Adding dash timeout 0. That didn't change much. Sure, it went faster that time. 47. It moved up to whatever it did. It must have cached some stuff because it did 46. Turns out I actually have 47. 47,000 lines of code, man. In 106 files. I don't know what the 166 ignored files are. Those could be hidden files or system files of some kind. But, oh, you know what? That's terrible. Let's take this picture. I'm going to take a picture of this. Anyway, so yeah, that's That's a lot of code. I'm surprised at how much I've written. 47,000. Now, again, I don't think all of these are me. Like, I don't know what the heck this Born Shell is. 131 of those lines. But most of it is my stuff. I mean, all of this, I don't know what the 13,000 lines of... I have 35 JSON files? I don't know what that is. This could be a misnomer. I mean, I know I have JSON files. I have like 10 that I'm aware of. I didn't know I had 35. I don't know what the heck a blank JSON file is, so what the heck. But still, lines of code in there. The JSON does take up quite a bit, but I think I've only got like 10. So some of these other JSON files, oh, you know what they are? They're probably application setup files. So they're not my actual code files. So that said, even if I drop this down to 3,000, so we take 10,000 off, I'm still in the 30s. Protocol buffers. I have my Docker stuff. Honestly, I would say, I don't even know what the heck Starlark is. What the heck is Starlark? I have no idea. That's 3,000. I think I'm closer to 30,000 than I am to 47,000. But I think there's some stuff that's not mine. A few thousand there. YAML's mine as well. That's Docker related. More web stuff. So yeah, I mean, I think it's realistic. I'm probably close to 30,000, but still, it's a lot. 30,000 lines of code written. All right, let's go back. I got a few minutes left. See if I can figure out why my application. So I can stop this. Let's go see what this guy's error is. Streamer request failed with status code 500. So I'm gonna have to go back through and start debugging again, but at least I've got past a lot of my my compile stuff all works. So let's go see if the agent can help me fix this. In the TFFN go ms, you know. This is a little trickier, right? It's like I might have to add both. I need to add a new folder. I think I need to be wrapping it up here, guys. I'm heading out. My wife and I are going to go out for a bit, so I have to be logging off. But there you go. You got a little bit of an update as to where things are. I will be back, I hope, a little bit later today, and we can figure out TFFN web. I am putting this error, and it connects to my TFFN go ms stream service. Whether or not I can figure it out, I guess we'll find out. But until next time, when I return,